its pictures. This is mostly all written.
Hello and good morning. My name is Richard Oliver, and I am the Community Relations Manager for the Verdigris Ensemble here in Dallas. We are a performing arts nonprofit and one of the area's most active professional choirs. We are so thrilled and deeply honored for the opportunity to be a part of Big Bang 2021 and to contribute to the invigorating, necessary conversations taking place here this week as featured artists. When founder and artistic director Sam Brookman started Verdigris in January of 2017, he was driven by a particularly unique, overarching motivation to disrupt the paradigm that governs the culture of the classical music sphere, elevating the art form to a place of higher relevance and accessibility for society at large. This vision has continued to run through the core of everything that we do. And we've been able to make great strides towards this aim by way of the key operational pillars that direct our mission. One, creating a new music movement by commissioning works with collaborators from previously disconnected segments of society across multiple musical genres, with the focus of telling the most compelling, often underrepresented stories through imaginative styles of storytelling. Two is investing in diverse vocal musicians through music education and community infrastructure development, like our ever-expanding residencies and mentorship programs at W.E. Greiner Exploratory Arts Academy and Yvonne A. Ewell Townview High School. Third is redefining vocal music through creative programming and the integration of technological innovations. This last point, especially, is what brings us to you today. Instead of tossing up some archive footage of one of our past performances, I wanted to present for you a project nearly 3 years in the making that we are all very excited about. As part of the 2018-2019 season, Verdigris commissioned New York-based composer Nicholas Reeves in a collaboration called Betty's Notebook. The story behind this work is really quite fascinating. It starts on a particular afternoon in July of 1937 in St. Petersburg, Florida. Betty Clank was a 15-year-old girl who, as she often did, was cruising the dial of her family's radio console, jotting down the lyrics of her favorite songs and making note of current movies in her notebook. It was around 3 p.m. when she came upon a woman's voice speaking English and notably upset. The voice soon identified itself as Amelia Earhart. Betty's father had erected a 60-foot wire antenna from their house to a pole near the street, and she could routinely pick up stations all over the world. What Betty was hearing were Earhart's distress calls and her comments to a man who was with her during her famed final flight. Betty grabbed her notebook and wrote down as much as she could capture through the distorted, fading signal. Her notebook became a controversial piece of evidence in the mystery of Amelia Earhart's disappearance. Still, over the years she kept it and occasionally tried to get attention to her claims. For this commission, Nicholas Reeves took the fragmented text from that notebook and set it to music, and his treatments were augmented by electronic soundscapes and audio from past interviews with Betty. And we first performed it as part of a program called Mass Transmission. Then, in 2020, when the pandemic shut the world down and performance opportunities were non-existent, Sam saw an opportunity to do something that had not yet been done. Enlisting the help of a producer, a sound engineer, and an award-winning studio in Dallas, Verdigris recorded Betty's Notebook and published it as an NFT on the Async Art platform. For those of you who don't know, like myself at the time, NFTs, or non-fungible tokens, are a clever little facet of blockchain technology that allows for creatives to mint their art as digital assets, providing the ability to prove immutable ownership and scarcity of the product. Because of this, blockchain has taken the art world by storm, as it allows space for new understandings of ownership and distribution to redefine how art and its creators exist in the marketplace. It was a huge, terrifying risk to take. But I'm proud to say that Betty's Notebook was the world's first programmable piece of art music on the blockchain. And in May of this year, it was sold at auction for $375,000. As an arts nonprofit, this was a huge deal for Verdigris. Not only because of the financial win or the notoriety we gained, but because this success perfectly epitomized our central mission: to disrupt the system. For most organizations of our ilk, reliance on big-ticket donors and grant-awarding institutions shapes our operational flow into a top-down sort of structure. But through this sort of innovation, we've taken some of that power back, and we were able to redistribute the reward to our collaborators and members of our ensemble, thus subsidizing their livelihoods during a time when primary sources of income were virtually inaccessible. The other draw of this project is that it built a firm connection between the classical music sphere and previously disparate corners of industry, democratizing the process of art music creation for creatives of every discipline, while simultaneously reinstating art music as a product meant for everyone to enjoy. Now, next steps. Betty's Notebook is set to be released as a full-length concept album at the top of next year. For this idea, we wanted to place listeners right in front of an old 1930s radio to immerse the audience in Betty's experience. To do this, we arranged and recorded popular jazz standards of the time and had original commercials and expositional interludes designed to augment the experience. As we are more multidisciplinary than anything else, we also commissioned local, national, and international digital artists to create visual NFTs to accompany the album with interactive, one-of-a-kind artwork. Again, elevating individuals who would otherwise never connect with this artistic community and providing them with clear points of access for future involvement and ultimately a more diverse pool of potential revenue streams. What you'll hear now are a few excerpts from Betty's Notebook. You'll get an immersive interlude, a recording of Verdigris singers performing one of these catchy, time-honored jazz standards, and a snippet of Betty's Notebook itself. I truly hope you enjoy this peek into the work, as I am sure that Betty's Notebook represents the future of music and the beginning of an economic and creative liberation for creators on every point of the spectrum.
It's the Verdigris Hour, an afternoon of the biggest hits brought to you directly from our broadcasting studio, right into your home. The first number on our program is from Verdigris' most recent record. This misty-eyed song, full of loving and longing, has left audiences with nary a dry eye on the dance floor. For all you dreamers out there, be moved by the gentle sway of this sentimental tune, On a Starry Night. July 2nd in the South Pacific, the great aviatrix Amelia Earhart did not make landfall as planned en route to Howland Island. Why, that is the smoothest and most refreshing feeling, and all from a single puff. Remember, if you want to breathe easy, smoke easy. Easy Cigarettes, America's finest choice in tobacco.
sing a sad song, slow and square in rhythm. Those beats just sound wrong. You can't do a thing with them unless you change that upbeat. Then raise high the harmony. Now just jazz up that lyricism in the band, and the band, and the band, and the band, and the band will accompany. I want music, but you have to sing.
Yeah.